No. What do you go through?
I ain't going through nothing really, because I've been there a lot of times before, but I'm just looking to see if that quality's still there. You know, is there any decline and this, that, the other? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that?
So did the Ngannou fight worry you, or did you think he wasn't there mentally for it?
If it was me, he would have never fought. He wasn't fit.
After a long silence, John Fury has finally spoken about Tyson Fury's loss against Oleksandr Usyk. After failing to attend any interview or make any comment, an interviewer was lucky enough to meet a more relaxed John Fury earlier today, as he marks his 60th birthday today. But for the special day, it would have taken more weeks to get words from John Fury, as the pain of the loss is still very evident in his words. The closest boxing character to John Fury, as many fans claim, is Bill Haney, the father of World Boxing Council super lightweight champion Devin Haney. Both are very outspoken, perhaps even more outspoken than their sons who do the fighting. During press conferences, interviews, and fights, their voices are heard loudest, and every hardcore boxing fan isn't strange to this. But where Bill Haney showed himself was immediately after his son, Devin Haney's first career loss a month ago against Ryan Garcia. Before the final bell, Devin Haney was embarrassingly dropped thrice in the 7th, 10th, and 11th rounds for the first, second, and third time of his career. It was an embarrassing loss indeed against an opponent who had been a foe since their amateur days. However, once it was dawn, a few hours after the fight, Bill Haney popped up on screens again to show he remains as outspoken as he's always been, even in defeats. But until 3 days after Tyson Fury's first career loss against Oleksandr Usyk, John Fury was nowhere to be found. It took several trolls and insults on social media to force him out of his unusual silence.
I don't know what they've been doing. Must have been training in the baker somewhere, you know, so at the end of the day, what was he training on? Cream cakes and pasties or something? Well, it is. You've got to put the work in. I think we discussed it earlier.
Many boxing fans claim John Fury was nowhere to be seen after Oleksandr Usyk beat his son Tyson to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in Saudi Arabia. Usyk was announced as the winner on a split decision verdict on Saturday night, following the 12-round contest in Riyadh. The judges scored the bout 115, 112 Usyk, 114, 113 Fury, and 114, 113 Usyk, as the 37-year-old secured all 4 heavyweight belts. Boxing fans were quick to highlight John Fury's role in the Gypsy King's camp following the first defeat of his professional career. Some even claimed Fury's father had been a hindrance to him during the fight, rather than a help as he sought to overcome Usyk. Fans suggested that his presence distracted from tactical advice being offered by his coach Andy Lee and trainer Sugar Hill Stewart, costing his son the fight. One fan wrote, "Fury's corner consisted of 2 incredibly intelligent boxing people in Sugar Hill and Andy Lee trying to impart some astute tactical game plan, only to be repeatedly drowned out by John Fury shouting, 'Use the jab, we're fighting men.'" John Fury shouldn't be anywhere near this, constantly talking to 2 guys who actually know what they are talking about, another added. One thing is certain though, Tyson Fury needs to keep John Fury out of the training camp, the build-up, and especially out of his corner for the next fight. The man is a huge hindrance and distraction to the team as a whole, claimed a third.
It was a close fight, you know. I believed, like, I thought I did enough, but, you know, I'm not a judge. I can't judge a fight while I'm boxing it. You know, if they would have said to me in the last round or whatever, you're down, go out and try and finish him, I would have done that, but...
A clip had shown Stewart offering Fury advice ahead of the final 2 rounds of the fight, saying, "Don't cross your goddamn legs, be ready to punch," before adding, "Don't be afraid to slide in, quit pulling back or you'll get caught." John Fury could also be heard offering advice to his son, repeatedly saying light punches, light punches. He was also heard talking over Stewart, telling Fury to box and move, while Fury was told by his corner that he was winning the fight. A fan claimed John Fury's comments contradicted Stewart's tactical advice, potentially adding confusion for Tyson Fury ahead of the final round.
It was just keep boxing and doing what I was doing, and, you know, I thought I was getting it, but it was what it was. I'm not going to cry about spilled milk. I've had plenty of victories and I've gave God the glory. I've had this one loss and a close fight, you know, with a good man like Usyk. and it was what it was. I tried my best in there.
John Fury was basically contradicting what Sugar Hill was saying in the corner, telling Fury to box and move and throw light punches after Hill told him to take the fight to Usyk and throw power shots. One fan wrote, "Embarrassing corner sideshow. That's not how you win big fights." Another commented Stewart needed to kick John Fury out of the corner. Too many cooks and all that. John Fury isn't even a decent cook. Embarrassing. Despite being told he was winning the fight heading into the final 2 rounds, Fury ultimately ended up on the wrong side of the judge's verdict. Usyk was awarded the 11th round by the 2 judges who ultimately awarded him the contest, but Fury was awarded the final round on each of their scorecards. As well as being a vocal presence in Tyson's corner during the fight, John Fury also caused controversy in the build-up to the undisputed world heavyweight title showdown. What was even more funny was what happened after the scorecards were announced, as John Fury appeared dejected and angry with the ruling. He promptly turned away from the celebrations occurring among Usyk and his team, exchanging brief words with one of Tyson's trainers.
And it was what it was. I tried my best in there. I was having a lot of fun, actually. I don't know if it looked like it, but I was playing around, hands behind my back. I was enjoying it. You know, he's a good fighter, Oleksandr, and I was catching him and he was catching me, and it was a good fight. So hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Getting punched in the face.
Judging by John's prior comments, he was likely quite surprised by the outcome of the bout. 1 round is undisputed. While in Tyson's corner in between rounds 11 and 12, the 59-year-old implored his son not to make any mistakes, asserting 1 round to undisputed. On the heels of the fight, Tyson reaffirmed that his team told him that he'd done enough in the 12 rounds to win. "I thank Oleksandr for the good fight. It was a close fight, but I thought I did enough," he said during the post-fight press conference. "I'm not a judge, and I can't judge a fight while I'm boxing it. If they'd said to me before the last round that I was down, I would have gone and tried to finish it, but everyone in the corner believed we were up. All I had to do was just keep boxing and keep doing what I was doing, and I was getting it."
You know, I thought the first 6 rounds he maybe nicked one of the rounds, and yeah, maybe. And then going forward, like, I believe I won a few of the last rounds as well. So I'm not sure. You know, if I won the first, say I won 5 of the first 6, and then the next 6, I won a few as well. So.
Fans online quickly slammed Tyson's dad and his team for giving poor advice in the closing minutes of the bout. His corner totally misjudged that. Might have been a different situation had they told him he was losing during the later rounds. One ex-user wrote, with another adding, "Fury's dad completely contradicts the head coach."
Catching him and he was catching me, and it was a good fight. So hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Getting punched in the face.
Yes.
Thank you.
Discussing the fight on his YouTube channel, UFC Hall of Famer Michael Bisping placed further blame on John. People online are saying that the corner work was absolute shambles because John Fury was screaming over the top of Sugar Hill Stewart. He began. "John Fury was screaming over the top, so you're sitting there getting conflicting advice when you need a cool, calm, collected corner. You can't have people getting emotional and trying to be heard and be seen on camera," he continued. "Of course, John Fury is his father and he's emotionally invested, but sometimes you have got to know your place."
"No man alive born from a woman can beat my son." That might be the last time I ever say that, because I don't think we're ever going to hear John Fury say those words again. John Fury was screaming over the top of Sugar Lee, right? So your corner is sitting.
Truly, the fight showed that Sugar Hill's role as head trainer was undermined with various instructions. In the past, John Fury has spoken out against Sugar Hill, saying he should be fired. This was after the trainer denied reports that he was in England to train Fury for a Usyk fight in 2023. That removed suggestions that Fury was serious about fighting the Ukrainian last year. And since Sugar Hill is the head trainer, John Fury has been told to go following the fight. Carl Froch was particularly vocal about removing Fury Sr. When you've got 3 people, including Big John Fury, the fighting man, when you've got him in the corner shouting and screaming at you while you've got 2 other people giving you advice, that means you're listening to absolutely nobody. I thought that was terrible and really unprofessional in his corner. It was bad, Froch stated. However, Some fans soon highlighted that while John Fury had been visible in the build-up, his presence appeared to have dimmed since Tyson was beaten by Usyk.
Off to your right, just a last little instruction before you go. But when you've got three people, including Big John Fury, the fighting man, when you've got him in the corner shouting and screaming at you, whilst you've got two other people giving you advice, that means you're listening to absolutely nobody. I thought that was terrible and really unprofessional in this corner. It was bad.
Where are you calm?
John Fury is very quiet this morning, one fan claimed. Not seen a thing of Big John Fury since the verdict, where is he? Added another, while a third said, Usyk is a machine, fully deserved that win. John Fury is nowhere to be seen. Funny that. And eventually, John Fury has broken his long silence in a dramatic fashion. Of course, it's his birthday today, and he was seen responding to an interviewer who queried him for his long silence and how he had taken the loss. He seemed to be more friendly towards the interviewer, probably as a result of his 60th birthday. And in his response, he didn't seem so worried. He looked like one who had accepted the sad reality and would get back to his normal life. However, one would surely expect the same bitterness and regret shown by Tyson Fury and Frank Warren in their interviews, where they both claimed Tyson won the fight and he was only cheated out of a win. He simply responded, I feel okay. But we all know Tyson won the fight. It's crazy. The corner saw it as a win. Tyson had killed the early rounds. The knockdown wasn't a win. He got back up and kept fighting. It's just clear that we were cheated and we'll be back. Truly, John won't have to wait long to watch Tyson rematch Usyk. Fury will get a shot at the unified heavyweight champion again in October this year, with a rematch clause included in the contract. A second face-off between the two is already in the works, with the highly anticipated match tentatively scheduled for October 12th or 13th in Saudi Arabia. However, it hasn't stopped him from voicing his displeasure at the result, believing he won the fight. I believe I won that fight, Fury said. Usyk is ready for a rematch too. Yeah, of course. I am ready for a rematch, he said. I feel good. A lot of people prayed for me. I love you. I'm very happy. My people will be very happy. I think it's a big win. Not only for me, it's a big win for my country, for soldiers who now defend my country. I think my father now is watching over me and is very happy. Dad, I love you. I can. You told me I can.
Don't worry. I don't know why. Because I believe that I win. I go do work. Don't worry. I don't think.
While John Fury has been largely silent after the fight, he made more headlines than both fighters during the fight, as he was at the center of a major drama. The 60-year-old headbutted a young member of Usyk's camp in the Riyadh Hilton Hotel lobby on Tuesday, coming away with a bloodied face. Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, was embroiled in a fracas during the pre-fight media day. John Fury was seen launching a headbutt at one of Oleksandr Usyk's entourage. Security stepped in, and John Fury was pictured with blood pouring from a cut. Tyson Fury's father headbutted a member of Oleksandr Usyk's entourage after he entered his space and disrespected his son, he has admitted. John Fury was left bleeding from his forehead after he launched the attack in the lobby of the Riyadh Hilton Hotel in Saudi Arabia. Footage that quickly circulated on social media showed John Fury lashing out with his head towards Stanislav Stepchuk, who was wearing Usyk's team tracksuit. He then had to be restrained after security stepped in to prevent any further confrontation. John Fury has now revealed that he became embroiled after members of Usyk's camp repeatedly roared their man's name at Fury's entourage. I was sitting there minding my own business, he told IFL TV, wearing a cap that covered up the mark on his head. All I could hear was, Usyk, Usyk, Usyk. He described the chanting as madness and said he launched the headbutt after some little idiot came forward in my space.
In the great kingdom of Saudi, and we're all here, we're enjoying it, and I can't express how much I enjoy this country, the people, and I just want to be like them. I want to be like this.
Tempers flared after the two teams crossed paths in the hotel lobby on Monday. leading to a violent confrontation that overshadowed the pre-fight media day ahead of Saturday's undisputed world heavyweight title fight. Both camps were chanting the name of their respective fighters, but John Fury crossed a line when he became physical and assaulted Stepchuk. There was a football atmosphere as both camps tried to deafen the other with chants, but Fury became the hooligan. Footage of the incident showed John Fury touching heads with one of Usyk's group and having been pulled away, then appearing to headbutt another of the Ukrainians' party. It was the 59-year-old father of the Gypsy King who was cut, however, and despite his attempts to wipe the blood away, it continued to flow. He had to be restrained repeatedly while Usyk's camp repeatedly roared their man's name at Fury's entourage. When asked what had happened, John Fury said his was minding his own business, but became embroiled by how they were disrespecting my son. Speaking to another news source, he said, "All I could hear was, Usyk, Usyk, Usyk. Coming out with all that rubbish. He's in my face trying to be clever. Coming into my space, Usyk, Usyk. Nobody's bothering with them. I was only chanting my own son's name." John Fury added, "I'm going to stand up for my son. At the end of the day, my son is the best in the world, and I want people to respect him and give him the credit that he deserves. He's the best in the world. And when people start saying this and saying that, when I was among them, all I could hear was madness. Some little idiot came forward in my space. He got what he got, and that's the end of it." He had walked away from the fracas screaming, "We live for blood and guts." John Fury did issue an apology, however, telling Seconds Out, "Sincere apologies to everyone involved. It's just the way we are. Emotions and tensions are running high." John Fury apologized for the incident, but insisted he had been provoked into the headbutt. He was a very disrespectful fella.
I'm saying to everybody with a pair of ears, let's be respectful to one another. All I can say, you say, what do you think we're just standing there with our fingers in our mouth, not doing nothing? I'm full of testosterone, man. I'm ready to go 24 hours a day from it.
If you come close in a fighting man's space, you're gonna cop something. What matters to me is respect for my son, and he wasn't showing any of it. He mentioned my son, and that was it. So he had to have it. It doesn't bother me bleeding. It's what we live for. We're fighting people. Usyk's promoter, Alex Krasyuk, admitted the confrontation was a bad look for the sport. "I apologize because I thought initially that one of our guys hit John, but then I saw the video and saw it was vice versa," Krasyuk said. "So do I take my apology back because it was his misbehavior? He has to apologize because this does not give a good impression about us to the rest of the world. It's up to him." Until now, boxing fans had called for John Fury to be disciplined severely for the headbutt on a member of the Ukrainians' entourage. After the brouhaha had died down on, Fury told one online channel, "It's testosterone, isn't it? And I'm full of it, from my boots to the top of my head. It could have been worse. I could have hit him with an uppercut and a right hand and put him into the promised land." Despite Fury's noise around fight weeks, Big John insisted that he found it peculiar that there is such interest in him. "Why are they fascinated with me? I ain't done much, but I am outspoken and I do let go in full flight," the 60-year-old explained in an exclusive interview with Telegraph Sport, which took place before the headbutt incident, but there is no getting away from Fury's interventions. Asked if there is anything he regrets in his life, John Fury replied, "Good question. One thing I should have done is a lot more thinking before acting. There's the obvious." In 2011, Fury was found guilty of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm for gouging a man's eye out in a brawl. He was handed an 11-year sentence and served time until February 2015. "Sometimes you can make a decision too quickly, and that was my biggest downfall. But my father used to tell me that every day. He said, 'Son, you react too quickly. You're not giving things enough thought. You're jumping in.' I've changed, but it's all too late in life. I've had to, because I've got to bite my lip every day." Born in Tuam, Galway, into a family of Irish traveller heritage, he has spent much of his life in Lancashire and is descended from 10 generations of bare-knuckle fighters. Fury, who is built like a barn door, had a professional boxing career spanning 8 years, from 1987 to 1995, and had 13 bouts. But there were bare-knuckle fights too. He has an unbridled passion around his sons when they are in camp, whether it be Tyson or Tommy, the latter a fledgling fighter who came to prominence after a stint on the reality television series Love Island. Tommy has gone on to fight influencers Jake Paul and KSI and is already a multi-millionaire. Father Fury describes his antics, including criticizing the media for their coverage of Tyson's world title triumph over Vladimir Klitschko, headbutting and punching a Perspex screen when Tommy fought KSI, or ripping off his shirt to get to Jake Paul, as demonstrations of passion. Yet moments later, John Fury can be the calmest man in the room.
Apologise to my good friend, His Excellency, about my behaviour this evening in the greatest country in the world, Saudi Arabia. Apologies.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm passionate about everything that I do, even if it's just painting the walls in my house, John Fury explained. I want to get it done, blast it off. It's the same with anything. You are what you are. I'm an outspoken man. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I say it how it is. And in today's world, there aren't enough people who say it how it is, because they've got to think of the job, they've got to think of what other people think. I'm not interested in that because money is not my forte. I've got a roof over my head, I've got an old car to drive, I've got a few pounds in my pocket. I'll say what I want to say, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get alerted when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.